Adult Swim is famous for many things, but one of those things is its April Fool's Day pranks. I don't think there's another network that even comes close to matching the quality of Adult Swim's April Fool's Day pranks. Since Adult Swim isn't technically its own channel, but rather just a part of Cartoon Network, although they do air longer than Cartoon Network, so does that mean that Cartoon Network is a part of Adult Swim? Who knows? Anyway, Adult Swim can basically do whatever it wants, because why would some stock photo of an executive guy care what airs at 4 AM when no one is watching TV? Except for the people who want to watch Adult Swim. But also, that would be Adult Swim's audience, so they'd be fine with this. These factors helped Adult Swim to be able to pull off some silly little April Fool's jokes. Lots of April Fool's pranks. And today, we're gonna go over all of them. The channel launched in September 2001, and for the first 2 years, they didn't do an April Fool's prank. But then, on April 1st, 2004, history was made when Adult Swim drew random mustaches on characters during shows like Futurama and Family Guy. This is considered to be partially lost media since there's barely any footage or photos online, and the links to the videos on the Lost Media Wiki are all dead. And something like this can only really be found if someone recorded it. The next day, all the same episodes were re-aired, but this time with the mustaches removed for people who just wanted to watch them. Overall, it's their first April Fool's prank, so it obviously isn't going to be like the big events we have nowadays, but I'd give it a 4.7 out of 10. Guess I'm rating these now. In 2005, Adult Swim would air an early version of the Squidbillies pilot that was unfinished, instead of airing Robot Chicken as was originally intended. Squidbillies wouldn't make its official debut until October 16th, 2005. I'd give this one a 6 out of 10, especially taking into account that I can't imagine any other network would air an unfinished pilot for a show that wouldn't come out for another 6 months, so that's kind of based of them. They also re-aired the special presentation Space Ghost Talk with Early from Squidbillies, Meatwad and Sharko. This was Early's first speaking role and had originally aired back when the Squidbillies pilot was intended to air.
I shitted in my pants. I am for real.
The following year in 2006, Adult Swim would air old reruns of Chuck Norris' Karate Commandos, Mr. T and Boo Boo Runs Wild. But they did also air regularly scheduled programs, Full Metal Alchemist and Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, with a twist. The twist being they added fart sound effects to them. Actual peak, not gonna lie. On top of all this, the bumps that aired prior to the shows were the bumps for the shows that were originally intended to air. So the Inuyasha bump aired before Chuck Norris, meaning some normal guy who didn't realise what day it was about to be hella confused. 5.5 out of 10. Okay, 2007 is an iconic one that lots of you probably already know. First, Adult Swim aired every episode of Perfect Hair Forever in reverse order. Also, they look like shit because they'd been digitally degraded to look like old videotapes, with badly written subtitles on screen.
You're a boy who was a man who is a tree. Perfect hair forever.
Even at one point having the subtitles for an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force instead. Also, technically, all this happened on March 31st, but it still counts. Prior to this April 1st, Adult Swim had advertised that they were going to air the entirety of Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie film for theatres, almost 2 weeks before it would actually release in theatres, on April 13th. Obviously, people were skeptical, but Adult Swim did technically air it. The first 2 minutes of this cinematic masterpiece were aired in full screen, but the rest of the movie was aired there. That tiny box in the corner that's literally like 10 pixels. Here's what it looked like full screen. I can barely tell what's going on, I only know what's happening because I've seen this movie numerous times before. People were definitely pissed off at this, but hey, this is pretty genius marketing. The people got all excited to watch the full Aqua Teen movie and got to see the first 2 minutes. Now you've got to go to the theatre and watch the rest of it. I give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Like, imagine Fox airing the Simpsons movie like this, it just wouldn't happen. This also seemed to only have positive impact on the movie, which made $5.5 million at the box office on its budget of $750,000. In 2008, Adult Swim did something similar to what they had done in 2005 when they had aired the unfinished Squidbillies pilot. They aired unfinished previews of upcoming shows and upcoming episodes of pre-existing shows, including Fat Guy Stuck in Internet, The Venture Bros, Delicated, Super Jail, Young Person's Guide to History, Metalocalypse, Robot Chicken, and Moral Oral. These premieres also included an introductory segment presented by Robert Osborne from Turner Classic Movies, in the same style as he'd introduced something on Turner Classic Movies. They also aired the Aqua Teen movie like normally, unlike last year. I'm gonna give this one a 6.3 out of 10. Okay, 2009, 2010, and 2011 are pretty similar. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so in 2009, Adult Swim decided to air the critically acclaimed and beloved 2003 movie The Room, with scenes censored by black boxes. Following the airing of this movie, they aired the season 4 Tim and Eric Awesome Show Great Job episode Tommy, in which Tommy Wiseau is featured, who created The Room. Overall, this would have been funny to see air even if you didn't already know of the movie's reputation. The joke of Adult Swim airing a dogshit movie with no prior warning is pretty funny. 7 out of 10.
Weed eater.
So how did Adult Swim follow this up? Well, in 2010 they aired The Room. Again. This time they featured new bumps featuring Tommy Wiseau being interviewed by Space Ghost on Space Ghost Coast to Coast. The joke was the same as last year, and it is funny to imagine the same person being baited into watching this movie twice. So I'll give it a 6.7 out of 10. Minus 0.3 for the unoriginality, I guess.
I'm gonna steal all your weed.
In 2011, they aired The Room again, this time followed by a 15-minute special called Earth Ghost. Like Space Ghost, but you know, Earth. Earth Ghost is an edited version of the reality show pilot Low Country, which had premiered on the video-on-demand service Adult Swim Video back in 2007. The pilot followed George Lowe, who, you know, is Space Ghost, and the edited version of this featured George Lowe being replaced by a CGI Space Ghost. Let's go with a 7.2 out of 10 for the fact they went through the effort of animating the CGI Space Ghost.
It's a double chunk chocolate cookie.
In 2012, Adult Swim aired The Room. Oh, come on! Wait, hang on. Oh, Adult Swim aired the start of The Room and did a double bait. So people first thought, oh, I want to watch Adult Swim, and then got baited into watching The Room. So they would have been like, oh, this sucks. And then after they got tricked into thinking they were about to watch The Room for the 4th year in a row, it was interrupted by the Toonami block, which was a Cartoon Network block that aired anime and had ended back in 2008. They then proceeded to air a normal Toonami block, with the host Tom acknowledging it was April Fool's Day. They then aired Dragon Ball Z, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. I'm gonna mispronounce the rest of these. Let's get a Texas speech bot to do it.
Tenchi Muyo, Ryooki, Outlaw Star, The Big O Season 1, Yu Yu Hakusho, Blue Submarine Number 6, Trigun, Astro Boy and Gigantor.
Tom also reviewed Mass Effect 3 and promoted the DVDs of some of the shows aired. Adult Swim would follow this by tweeting asking if people wanted Toonami back, which obviously they did. And the announcement was made of the official return of Toonami on May 16th, 2012, with the return of Toonami scheduled to happen on May 26th, 2012, every Saturday night. 7.3 out of 10.
Mr. Squidward, I should kick your fucking ass.
So in 2013, Adult Swim's April Fool's airing was littered with cats everywhere. There were images of cats in the shows and the bumps were cat themed. They even replaced live action actors' heads with PNG of a cat. They even changed the name from Adult Swim to Meow Meow, which I'm assuming is Adult Swim translated into cat. There was clearly lots of effort put into making all these original bumps, so I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. In 2014, Adult Swim aired a new surprise episode of Perfect Hair Forever, which at this point had ended 7 years ago, and there was no prior announcement to this, so that would be surprising for anyone watching. Following this, they aired a Space Ghost Coast to Coast marathon, also with no prior announcement, except this marathon was special because every featured episode was chosen by a member of the Space Ghost crew. And before the episodes began, a little statement from whoever chose the episode was shown and explained why it was chosen. The bumps for that day included outtakes that were animated and commentary from the staff and writers. The Space Ghost Coast to Coast originally released on April 15th, 1994, so this would have been nearing the 20-year anniversary. This was less of a prank and more just a cool thing Adult Swim did. 7.6 out of 10. In 2015, Adult Swim aired a marathon of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but with a twist. Because it's April Fool's Day, obviously, the episodes had coins all over the screen, with a count that would go up whenever the character hit one of the coins. For context, this idea originates from AdultSwim.com's Fish Center streaming program, Coin Hunt, which follows the same rules except it's with fish. There is commentary over the fish too, and if you were to go on over to fishcenter.com during this broadcast, you'd be able to watch a stream that lasted 6 hours. To be clear, a normal stream would only have lasted an hour and also wouldn't have been at midnight to 6 AM. Also, it says Coin Hunt in the corner now. Overall, this seems like it'd be fun to watch live if you had a favourite character you wanted to win, because for one, Aqua Teen Hunger Force is a good show anyway, but also, now there's this added game on top of it. Also, the final winner ended up being Master Shake, who was awarded with a crown. 8 out of 10. Prior to this year's quote-unquote prank, Adult Swim was promoting it and showcasing all their previous year's pranks they'd done. They had never done this before, so it must be big if they're building up all this hype. Well, when April 1st rolled around, Adult Swim aired a completely normal night of programming. The prank was that there was no prank. See, the point of a prank is that it's unexpected, and since this would be their 12th year doing this, a prank would be expected. So the fact there's none was unexpected. Still, there was literally nothing, so 3 out of 10. In 2017, the programming that aired had its audio edited in silly little ways, like editing voices,
Wanna get the rock out of here?
adding a laugh track,
Did I tell you I'm in a helicopter?
adding Seinfeld music stings,
This is exciting.
and adding sound effects and different music tracks. Technically this happened on March 31st, but still. Then on April 1st, they premiered a new season of Rick and Morty, back when it was like peak popularity and wasn't viewed as it is now.
I'm Tickle Ready!
And the previous season left on a cliffhanger, but there wasn't any prior warning for this. They just surprise aired a brand new episode out of the blue, when fans had been waiting nearly 2 years for this. That's pretty cool of them. This was followed by the official announcement for season 3 and the episode airing for 4 hours straight. Why? I guess since it's a surprise airing that if they were to then air the episode a second time, it makes sense because, oh, some Rick and Morty fans won't have been watching and they probably want to see this episode. So if Adult Swim air it again, it allows the fans to tune into the broadcast and catch the episode. But why air it for 4 hours, especially since it then ate into the Toonami block and caused a new episode of Samurai Jack to have to be pushed back to next week? I still think it's pretty cool they did this, but 6.5 out of 10.
Do you like my sword, 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 my diamond sword, sword?
There's 2 pranks here, again like last year, and for 2018 Adult Swim aired Toonami in Japanese. Usually Toonami airs English dubs of anime, but this year they aired the original Japanese version with English subtitles. But not only that, they went the extra step and dubbed the normal Toonami bumps and game review into Japanese and added English subtitles. So they made the bumps in English, then had it dubbed into Japanese and aired it with English subtitles to an English speaking audience. That's pretty funny. They also changed the Adult Swim logo to, I don't know how I'm meant to pronounce that. They truly put in a lot of effort and also re-aired the entire block the same but in the usual English version. Then their second prank was premiering the short Bushworld Adventures and airing it 4 times in a row. The short was created by Michael Cusack, who is one of the guys who made Smiling Friends, and he also made YOLO, and it's a Rick and Morty parody that is Australian and was animated by. You can watch the short on YouTube for free or buy it on YouTube if you want, it is your choice. Keeping with the Australian theme, all of the nature themed bumps aired that night were also Australian themed. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 7.7 out of 10 as a whole. Okay, so I don't know how to segue into this, but you should watch Our Stupid School. It's a cartoon I made and I'm in. I voiced this guy. Episode 3 is out now on the channel. You can click the link in the top right corner to watch it. There's also merch at ourstupidschool.com. You should check it out. Goodbye. In 2019, as soon as it turned April 1st, all regular programming would be replaced by Gemusetu Machu Picchu, which is an anime parody that had 6 episodes in its first season, each being between 44 and 46 minutes, with the 6th episode being 33 minutes. And so, that was able to air up until 6 AM. Following the airing, there was a live Q&A with creator of the series Max Simonet on Adult Swim's online live stream. 7.3 out of 10. In 2020, Adult Swim aired an intro for the second season of Gemusetu Machu Picchu, making people think this year's prank would be the entire second season of Gemusetu Machu Picchu. But then, it was interrupted by Post Malone, who would go on to host the night and reveal the premieres of new seasons of the shows Primal, Dream Corp LLC, Tic-Toe, The Shivering Truth, Robot Chicken, Laser Wolf, and 12 Ounce Mouse. They did also announce that the second season of Gemusetu Machu Picchu would be coming. They also showcased the pilots of some brand spanking new shows, these being YOLO, JJ Villard's Fairy Tales, and Smiling Friends. Not only would Post Malone host this night, but he'd also make appearances in the actual shows themselves. Do you like Post Malone? Yeah mate, I loved him in 12 Ounce Mouse.
Cause we are the Aqua Child, make the homies say ho and the girlies wanna smile.
In 2021, Adult Swim would transform into Adult Swim Junior, which is a wholesome Chungus child-friendly version of Adult Swim. It began with a preview of Gemusetu Machu Preschool, because of course it did, before airing an episode of Rick and Morty, or rather Rick and Morty Babies, which is Rick and Morty but redubbed using children's voices, and having all no-no words be replaced by wholesome Chungus words. The specific episode chosen was Season 2's Total Recall. This was followed by an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force Force being turned into Aqua Child Hunger Force after being given the same treatment as Rick and Morty. The episode chosen this time was the Season 1 episode Revenge of the Moon and Knight. These episodes would both air twice, and also all the bumps were made child-friendly and featured child-friendly versions of some of their shows, these being Space Ghost Coast to Coast as Space Kid Crib to Crib, Metalocalypse as Metalocalypse Babies, Super Jail as Super Juvie, 12 Ounce Mouse as 2 Ounce Mouse, which I mean, that's more accurate, Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law as Harvey Birdman Jr. Associate, Squid Billies as Kid Billies, Laser Wolf as Laser Pups, The Boondocks as Baby Boondocks, Ball Masters 9009 as Bouncy Ball Masters, Children's Hospital as Children's Hospital, this time the doctors are children, Tim and Eric Awesome Show Great Job as Tim and Eric Youth's Great Bath, The Eric Andre Show as The Eric Andre Naptime Show, The Venture Bros as The Venture Nephews, and of course, the ones already mentioned. This one gets a 7.9 out of 10. In October of 2021, Adult Swim would release the short, or trailer, or whatever you want to call it, Come and Learn with Pibby, which follows a fictional children's show character, Pibby, travelling through different shows to escape this glitch thing. This video got a lot of views, it's on 37 million now, and it's their 4th most popular. So for the 2022 April Fool's prank, Pibby was transported to some Adult Swim shows as they aired, which makes sense based off the original Pibby short trailer thing. Some of these included brand new and original animation in the actual shows themselves. Also, the Rick and Morty episode is the same one as last year. Anyway, I'd give this a 6.9 out of 10, mostly because none of this really meant anything because Adult Swim never made a Pibby show, and instead the whole thing was abandoned. In 2023, Adult Swim announced that the block would be taken over by AI. Now to be clear, this was before everyone was sick to death of AI and absolutely fucking despised it, and wanted it to eat shit and die. At this point in time, it was still just a new thing that was kinda cool, and still really shit. They aired a clip from the Smiling Friends episode Frowning Friends reanimated with AI before cutting it off and stating how it got out of hand. Clearly they don't like AI, and this just makes fun of it, so thank God for that. They then lost the remote and began to fast forward showing previews of Royal Crackers, a new series, and new seasons of the Eric Andre Show and Teenage Euthanasia. Following that, they rewinded to the Space Ghost episode Fire Run, which if you don't know is just this for pretty much the whole episode. They then aired the short, unedited footage of a bear and Broom Shakalaka, with this now being Adult Swim minus. It's all the commercials you'd love without the annoying interruptions from content. They then aired 30 minutes of train footage as an apology. I'm gonna give this a 5.9 out of 10. It was kind of mid, not gonna lie, and it didn't seem to have one general theme like the rest, more like multiple ideas crammed into one thing. Prior to 2024's April Fool's prank, Adult Swim had announced the second season of Smiling Friends would begin on April 1st, 2024. Obviously, many were skeptical given, well, this entire video so far, but then April 1st, 2024 came around and Adult Swim had 3 season 1 episodes recreated using puppets and humans. Each episode had a different style, and the episodes chosen were Episode 2, Mr. Frog, Episode 3, Shrimp's Odyssey, and Episode 8, Charlie Dies and Doesn't Come Back. Following these 3 puppet episodes, they did actually air the first episode of Season 2, which is of course, Gwimly Definitive Remastered Enhanced Extended Edition with DX 4K Anniversary Director's Cut, followed with the announcement that the rest of the second season will begin on May 13th. There was a ton of effort put into recreating all these sets and characters with puppets, so I'm gonna give it an 8.1 out of 10. So this concludes every single Adult Swim April Fool's prank ever, until April 2025. If you enjoyed watching, don't forget to check out Our Stupid School and like and subscribe. Also, I have memberships, you can check those out. Anyway, goodbye.
Сладится кровью в небо и помогли. Сотру всех этих стрёмных монстров я с лица земли.